What's up, everybody? Mike Williams, GetSelfDriven.com. Briefly, I wanted to ask you guys a question. Exactly why did you get started? In network marketing, online marketing, whatever business that you're in. Why did you get started? What made you want to do that? What made you want to expand your mind, go into business for yourself? Decide that you were capable of building a business. What made you do that? A lot of people, you ask them that question, they don't know why. I remember back in maybe like 2004, January, February 2004, I was probably in the worst point of my life ever. Worst point physically, mentally, financially, spiritually. Everything was just off. I was at that point in my life where I was always asking God, why? Why am I? Why is this happening to me? Why is this happening? Right? Never had any money. Always imposing on my roommates. I was barely coming up with the rent money because I was relying on my mom to send the rent money. Meanwhile, she's back home struggling. They eating Vienna sausages to try to keep me in college. I had no clue about any of this, And you're looking at somebody who has been working since he was 14, but then when I was in college, I decided I don't need to work, right? When that really wasn't the case. So, I think one thing after the other just started to happen. I don't know if you ever, get up, maybe your day just started off bad and you stub your toe. Next thing you know, you stub your head. Next thing you know, you drop your eggs on the floor, after you just cooked a nice batch of eggs and bacon or something like that. And that's how things were happening. One back to back. One day, I was walking to my car and, a friend ran up to me. She was like, I think they just broke into your car. I go up there, it is my car. I'm like, dang, it sucks. My car's broken into. I think I got dumped by my girl at the time. And things were just happening one by one. And then one day I'm in the cafeteria and a friend of mine's touching my face and she's like, you're so skinny, right? And I hadn't realized that, I was losing weight like that, but I should have because I wasn't eating like that either. I remember my grandmother sending me like a box of like food, right? She was sending me like a box of food. I went through that food like no time. And because, I just needed the help or whatever. And I was relying on everybody else around me to help me besides, Mike helping himself, right? I was just so stuck in my own mind and so mentally just beat down for what I don't even know. It's like I was in college. I didn't have any responsibilities like that. I just fell into this slump of, everybody around me would take care of me because I got this streak of luck. Nah, not happening. So I left the cafeteria after she told me I was skinny. I walked up the block and I was just like, I started to like tear up like crazy. And I was like, yo, enough is enough. I'm out of here. I ran into another friend. I tried to avoid her and whatnot because I didn't want her to see me crying. Got to my car. And, my car had a bag on it, right? Because they broke into my car a few days earlier. And I was just like, look at this freaking car. Bag, no radio, no heat. Because, they weren't even good thieves. They just snatched everything out. So I got in that car. I drove up the block. Luckily, a friend of mine lived up the block. And I ran into the house. I'm like in tears. I'm like, bro, I'm done. I'm like, yo, I got to go home. Just give me $20. That's all I need. I'll put 10 in my tank. And then I have enough for the tolls. Like 10 in my tank, right? That's when the gas actually went a long way, right? So I put 10 in the tank, and the rest was gonna be for the tolls. And he was like, "Yo, you sure about this?" I'm like, "Yo, I'm out. I'm going home. I'm about to go to the apartment. I'm packing up as much as I can, and I'm leaving. And I'll figure something out, with the money that I gotta pay my my roommates or whatever." And I went and I took everything that I could, threw it in my car, and I'm like, I'm out. And that's what I did. So I hit the highway. I'm on the highway, right? And I'm driving this bag, right? There's no radio. There's no heat. I'm like in a cover because it's cold as hell. It's Providence in February. It's cold. And the bag is just like making mad noise. Just, I'm already tight as it is. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't want to hear this bag. So I pull over. I take the bag off. And I'm like, dang, this is going to be a long ride. I got to drive through Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, and it's February. It's freezing out here. So I put the cover over me and I'm driving. By the time I got to the Thorsnet Bridge, I could barely feel my feet at this point. Like, I could barely feel my feet because I'm just freezing cold. And I get all the way home. I get to my door, you know, I open up. My mom looks at me, and she's in tears. And I'm like, yo, I just want to warm up at this point. You know what I mean? I was so like shot, so down, and it all for reasons, all because I did that. You know, I put myself in that position. See, at the time, I didn't know. I just thought I just had this streak of bad luck. But no, it wasn't a streak of bad luck. It was just me not doing the things that I was supposed to do. It was me being lazy. It was me not taking a step forward. And I don't know, I guess it's just something about me that's just cool or something, because, you know, my friends, like my roommates at the time, are some of my best friends to this day. And I mean, if I was one of them and I lived with me, I would have been like, get out of here, you're a scumbag, you know. But for some reason, we're really, really tight, and we love each other dearly. But I'm back home in New York, and, you know, I finally kind of trying to gradually get things back together, going to work, you know. And then all of a sudden, I run into an old friend from high school, and he introduces me to network marketing. And he's just going, and I had been introduced to network marketing once before, but it was totally different at this point because it impacted me differently. Because I had gone through everything I went through in that last year, and then to get that presentation tossed my way, it was like a breath of fresh air. It was like, man, there is a way, you know, there's a possibility that things can change. And that's why I fell in love with multi-level marketing. It had nothing to do with residuals, the money. It was just the freedom, the time to go out there and really do what I wanted to do, right? And I totally fell in love with it. I was like, man, this is dope. And I was able to speak with people, and I love speaking with people, and get paid for it. I was like, man, that's cool. That's real cool. So that's what I did. I did it. You know, we had a good time doing it, you know, for a couple of years or so. And then I moved on. You know, we went our separate ways, and, you know, things changed for a while. And then I got introduced to online marketing back in 2008. And that really drastically changed my life, because I started to understand true time freedom. You know, how to use systems to build business, how to use systems to make money. And I was like, wow, this is cool. Now I can really go out there and do all the dope stuff I want to do and still get paid, because I can do something once and it can literally still be out there on the internet, still being marketed. And, you know, it's stuff like that. So I was like, man, that's cool. And throughout that entire process from 2004 till now, you know, I've been in different books, been to different seminars, so my perspective is so much different now, right? How I look at bad circumstances is different now. You know, I kind of looked them in the eye and I smiled and I said, you know what, I'm gonna attack this hill and I'm gonna win, right? I'm gonna attack this mountain and I'm gonna win, right? No more, you know, why me? No more of that crap. You know, this is let's do it. Right? Let's just get this done. We have a goal. Let's get it done. Let's do it. Let's make things happen. And yeah, so I'm glad I'm here now. I mean, if you want to get a sense of what I'm talking about, you know, you want to experience it yourself, you want to lock arms with me and make things happen, go to getselfdriven.com. You know, watch the short video, and let's talk about it on the inside. Okay, guys, this is Mike Williams, getselfdriven.com. See you soon. Peace.